Good morning. We'll go ahead and get started. Let's start by adopting a stable, comfortable, upright position, serviceable for meditation. So we're thinking about keeping our feet flat and our back straight, torso open, hands in the lap right over left, with the palms upturned and the thumbs gently touching. Our eyes are gently closed or slightly open, making sure that we let in enough light to remain alert. We try to maintain an awareness of not slouching, not leaning. We also let go of any unnecessary tension or rigidity in the body, relaxing into a stable, comfortable, upright position, allowing the body to just fall into place. And we begin to let go of attending to the environment, allowing sights and sounds to be as they are without investigation. It's training our awareness just of the body and mind. Concentrating that awareness in the present by attending closely to the physical sensation of the air moving into and back out of the tip of the nostrils. Noticing quickly when anything other than that one physical sensation is arising in the mind, and without judgment or frustration, lifting your awareness up from those distractions, placing it gently but firmly again and again on the breath. And then generate a broad and altruistic motivation for your time, wanting to use your time to cultivate constructive states of mind, wanting to separate oneself from destructive states of mind, ways of thinking and acting that agitate and disturb one's own peace, and motivate actions that cause harm to others, and instead remain connected to that sense of peace and ease, and cultivate thoughts and actions that are naturally, spontaneously beneficial for sentient beings. Engaging in this process of genuine inner transformation in order to be of greater and greater benefit to sentient beings over time. And with that motivation, we will continue contemplating the characteristics, general characteristics of karma that we started. So we've covered the first two characteristics. Karma. Karma is definite, and that karma increases. And the third characteristic of karma is that it is personal or individual. So with this characteristic, we can understand that in order to experience a result, a cause has to be created in our own mind. We can apply this in two ways. The first is with regard to our present experiences. We can reflect on our life through the lens of this teaching on karma, and recognize that the beneficial, supportive things that we've experienced, particularly having an interest in our spiritual growth, finding teachers and communities that nurture that impulse, as well as our life of relative comfort and ease. All the result of individual positive acts likely done in previous lives, but by the same mental continuum that is associated with this form in this incarnation. And then also all of the challenging, difficult experiences that seem like they came from out there, that we want to blame on others, and those that will happen, both positive and negative, experiences yet to come. These are also traceable to individual acts, positive or negative karma that happened in this mind. This attitude, we can let go of that sense of blaming or being a victim of circumstance and take control of the process. Become the owner of our karma, taking real responsibility. And this means that if we want more of those beneficial experiences and less of those difficult experiences, all we have to do is avoid new negative actions, purify existing negative actions, and engage in virtue. But try to adopt this attitude of being in control of one's karma. And think, what does that mean in the short and long term? last of the four characteristics of karma is that karmic seed, once it is created, is never lost. So, by its own nature, karmic seed is able to remain dormant in the mind until the causes and conditions are right for it to be activated, experienced. And yet, a karmic seed can be counteracted through intentional or even somewhat unintentional means. With respect to a negative karma, we can intentionally engage in purification practice, utilizing the four opponent powers of regret, resolve, reliance, and the remedy. But with regard to positive karma, we can also interfere somewhat unintentionally or unwantedly if, in the same way, we generate regret. If we act in order to benefit someone and then it doesn't go as we had planned, as we had hoped, and we respond with either anger or regret, then we also, although the action was done on purpose, the result, the unintended result, is to weaken positive karma. So with this characteristic, we become mindful of this mechanism of counteracting, recognizing that we want to utilize that mechanism for negative karma, but we want to avoid it for positive karma. We want to engage in positive karma that is within our means, within our capacity, so that regret doesn't arise. And we want to avoid engaging in positive actions with expectation, so that anger doesn't arise. But we also want to take purification of negative karma seriously. So think back over the last years, thinking of how this mechanism of counteracting is something that you've employed intentionally or unintentionally. Looking for patterns, insights, Using your insights, make a determination for how you will work with this mechanism, intentional and unintentional counteracting of karma going into the future. Using your understanding to support your spiritual goals. And then lastly, in addition to being mindful of anger and regret, a powerful way of protecting our positive karma is to dedicate that positive energy, particularly for vast, beneficial spiritual goals like bringing all sentient beings to enlightenment. So think of how you are utilizing dedication, and think of resolving to expand how often and how deeply you dedicate your virtue. holding that resolve, we will dedicate. To bring to mind the altruistic intention that you established. Think that by having engaged in this contemplation, you've actualized that intention, created positive energy in the mind. Think that you freely offer the fruit of your practice for the benefit of all sentient beings, without exception. Thinking may it serve as a cause and condition to eliminate war and conflict, bringing to mind the sufferings in Israel, in Ukraine, in places around the world where violence is erupting. May it end disasters and disease and crushing poverty. All of these painful inner and outer conditions. May it fully ripen the minds of all sentient beings. May they quickly meet perfect teachers and arise in the state of full enlightenment. May I too achieve the state of enlightenment in order to work for the benefit of sentient beings perfectly. May any obstacles facing the Guru's long life be completely dispelled, and may I and all sentient beings in this moment come under the joyful care and guidance of enlightened beings. May we be guided and protected until we swiftly achieve that state of enlightenment. Thank you.